session and then adjourn. So with that, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Again, it has been my custom of late, with our moment of silence, I just want to take a minute to think about our brothers and sisters in the armed forces, the young men and women serving overseas, and just for a prayer for peace and their safety. So with that, please take a moment of silence. Thank you. Public service announcements. Mary Dowling.
No.
Katie?
I just want to commend the work they did on Cedar Street. I know it wasn't the greatest timing when they started, but in the end, I thought the project came out great. The pedestrian crossings, especially, just safety and just that great that walkway along.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
It was very fast.
Yeah.
Once it got going, yeah. Once
Yeah.
we get all the biggest holdup was the getting all the easements and everything from the property owners. So
Yeah.
thank you.
No, and thank you for people who worked on it. In terms of we have a MassDOT virtual public hearing announcement regarding a proposed roundabout at Route 49 and Putnam Road on Wednesday, August 12th, 2026 at 7 p.m. The project will be presented and discussed, and it is a virtual hearing, so it'll be available at the events page, and I'm assuming we'll make that available on the town page as well, Robin?
Yes.
If it is not already.
Yep.
Great. Robin, any other public service announcements?
No, just to follow up on that one. That one comes on the heels of road safety audits that we've done and whatnot. So DOT has been in touch with us right along. And I believe that's one of a couple of those cross intersections that will be done. So there's going to be a lot of work on 49 being done.
Okay. Thank you. And so this is virtual, so is this just a more, so
It's more informational.
It's more
Yeah.
informational at this point, so they haven't actually done any design.
I don't believe that, they may have preliminary design work done, but this is
Yeah.
more informational, not as
Okay,
much
gotcha.
interactive. Yep.
Great, thank you for that. Why don't you just go right into
Sure.
the TA update? as well, Robin?
Yep, very little to update for today, but just want to thank everybody for their, the public for their input and their work on the Doughty Road project. I think the meeting went well. Selectman Phillips was there, and I think we had good public feedback. I think we got some great questions. Hopefully, we were able to answer them. I encourage anybody who still has questions to reach out to me by email or on the workplace Facebook Messenger. You can get me, but or stop by the office anytime. But next steps, and I just ask everybody to be aware, this was one of the most important questions that came up, is, where do we go? How do we find out what's next? You really have to follow sort of My Town Administrator Facebook page or the web page and keep alert, because we will be at some point moving to a design phase next. And the design phase is going to be an expensive prospect. I mean, typically you're looking at at least 10% of your project costs. So we are looking at an expensive design phase. We will be going to CPC at some point, but we also have to determine if all the money can be from CPC, because that will restrict some of what can be done with it.
Okay.
So that likely will be in the next several months, and at some special town meeting at some point in the next several months, we will be looking for design money, and that's where people really have to be aware and alert if they like this project to support it. And then, or not, if you don't. And then on the other hand, we also will be having a special town meeting. We are working actively on the bylaw for solar, for battery energy storage, and the solar changes that the state law is requiring. Just want people to be aware, we will be working on a bylaw for battery energy storage sites. This does not mean that we want them. It just simply is a way to try to control what does come in as best as we can. If you've been following this at all, look at the town of Oakham. They're being trounced on right now completely, frankly. And if the project is super large scale, we have no say anyway. But for the smaller ones, if you will, we at least can try to have some input on how they go in. So we will be putting forward a bylaw, but I want to start getting the message out. This is not any way the town saying we want these things in our town, the bylaw. It's not to encourage it. It's to at least try to control how it comes in, if it comes in. And so I think it's important that people are aware and following that. And then very briefly, my senior coffee, I was scheduled to have one tomorrow, that for anybody watching, I know they watch Hi My Seniors. That is postponed till next Tuesday because I'm actually on vacation today and tomorrow, so.
So yeah, you're here, but thank you for that.
That's okay.
We appreciate it. Well,
Thank you.
with that, it is 6:35 PM, so we can go to the public hearing, if you would, Mary.
National Grid has made a petition to the Sturbridge Select Board to install one JO pole on Gardner Ave, beginning at a point approximately 50 feet west of the center line of the intersection of Maple Street and Gardner Ave, installing pole number 0/50-50 in a public way for dying support. The poll hearing will take place on Monday, August 3 at 6:35 PM at the Sturbridge Town Hall, second floor, Veterans Memorial Hall, 308 Main Street, Sturbridge, Mass.
Okay, so with that, who's National Grid? Well, we're going to start with National Grid. Yeah, and then we'll.
Hi,
All right.
my name's Robert Williams. I work with National Grid, and
See you, Robert. Thanks for coming in.
thank you.
So yeah, if you just tell us what's going on, and we can kind of take it from there.
So we got a request from Sturbridge to remove a tree guy from a tree that's actively being removed. And in order to do that, we needed a new pole location, so that's what this petition hearing is for.
Okay. So basically, a tree guide is being removed, and there has to be a pole. So where's the pole being placed in relation to
So it'll be across the street on the, off going into Gardner Ave, and we're doing that just because removing the tree guy, we won't have any support. So we'll just slack the cables, and then when we put the new pole in across the street, we just guy it back and get the tension there,
Okay.
so that the pole, which is pole 15 that has the tree guy on it, will not have tension on it.
Gotcha.
Tony has been in touch and I think spoken with a couple of the neighbors about this, the tree warden.
So basically, the tree that needs to be removed is coming from Tony?
Yeah, I think this is Tony's, it's not on a private, it's our tree. if
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
recall.
believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, questions from the board?
I just had one question. So I know we approved a number of other poles that are now actually attached to the old one and the new one. Is this going to be attached to an old pole, or is it just going to be a new one? Because there's poles all over the town now where we approved a new pole, particularly along Fisk Hill and in other neighborhoods, and now they're actually attached to the old pole. And I'm not going to bring that up tonight because I know we're talking about this pole, but do you know if it's going to be just a new pole, or are you going to attach it?
This is a brand-new pole, but in order to get this new pole in, we do have to do work on the street with some of the existing ones and replace. So we are replacing poles.
Okay, now when you say replacing, though, you're going to take those other poles out? Because in some neighborhoods, they haven't been removed.
Yeah, so every pole is jointly owned through multiple different companies. And the agreement is that National Grid puts the poles in, installs them, and Verizon is the group that will come in and take the poles away. So because there's multiple different companies that attach to those poles, they all have to come out and transfer their equipment to the new pole. And then, once it's all done, Verizon comes in and takes out the pole.
Takes out the old pole.
Yes.
So the answer to this particular question is there probably will be two poles for a duration of time?
Yeah, most likely, yeah. It's a bit of a process because it's a coordination between multiple different companies to try to transfer everything over. And there's not much that because we don't control the other companies, it's kind of with them to try to move it along.
The delay on these tends to be on the Verizon side.
I understand, but I mean, there's got to be some, like, incentive for National Grid to make sure that the other ones are removed.
So is this like that's a statewide contract between Grid and Verizon where Grid puts it in, they take it out?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, at least in Worcester, I worked in Worcester County.
okay, yeah, so.
It's like every pole, I'm pretty sure it's statewide. It just,
What's the typical delay in Worcester County, or at least in your experience? I know that's,
I couldn't really say. I don't get involved in that process. It's not part of my role
Yeah.
with the company. So I focus on design and engineering.
Sure.
And there's another group that manages, I wouldn't say manages, but I think there's a liaison group that
yeah, no,
helps
I get you.
work.
You're on the front.
I can call I can call Damaris and see if she can get me any better information. But I think what I'm really gonna need is to get to Verizon
Yeah,
to do anything.
I think both probably, and I think we probably gotta make sure we document it with a letter.
Right.
Just so,
Yeah, because I feel like I want to make it, I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like I want to make it contingent on the removal of the other ones, because in the past, since I've been sitting here, we haven't had this problem. Usually when a new pole is put, the other one is removed pretty fast because I haven't noticed it. But I've had a lot of residents complain about, the old poles, like on Fisk Hill, they're like this, and they're tying them together. It's visual blight, it's a lot of things, and what can a town do in order to ensure that, I don't want to just approve this, and then we have two more poles
Is it
again.
also Spectrum, though? And even the town's fiber optic is sometimes on them. So it's not just Verizon. The problem is, I think it's multiple, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Spectrum is on some of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's multiple. Those
We
poles
haven't
have
had
like,
this problem in the past, Robin, that's what I'm trying to get to. We haven't had,
no, I think what you're saying makes sense, Mary. I think we probably, the question to me is that delay versus, two poles forever. If there's a certain amount of delay, you can, it's not great,
where's our
but
assurance,
it is.
right, where's our assurance, though, that it's a month or two and not a year?
but the
Yeah.
problem is I don't want to not, and I understand that, but I don't want to not have you authorize a pole for a tree that we need to have come down. I mean, sometimes we need the poles too, or a resident needs them.
We are initiating this one, so
Yeah.
I think listen,
Okay.
I think your point's right, Mary.
Yes.
I don't know that, I think we should probably document it in,
Okay, I wasn't aware that we're initiating
Well,
this.
this one for the tree.
it's the tree board.
Oh, okay.
So Tony did it, so.
Through deep-
Okay, well, it is a public hearing. If you want to just come down and just state your name and where you reside, and let us know what you're thinking.
Donald Rockwood, 9 Gardner Ave. I have some concerns about the place of a new pole, which my understanding before all this Verizon and who's responsible for what came up, is only going to be a guy pole. It's going to attach to an existing pole where the current guy is on a maple tree that's dead and in the cemetery. Is that correct?
So you're just asking if they're not running new wires onto, like it's not a true
I
full
think the only
tilt pole?
wire is going to be a guy wire to an existing pole.
No. So we'll be putting a pole in across the street from
J50, if I understand.
pole
that's correct.
15. And then we're taking the wires and moving it, all the wires, our wires.
All the wires onto the new
Because
pole.
originally it runs straight over to where pole 1 would be, but we're going to move them over to that pole, new pole 0-50, slack some of it, and then put a guy wire off the back of it so that we can balance the tensions.
So the current pole on Gardner Ave, that's identified as P1,
Yeah.
is going to be, wires to that pole are going to be moved to pole 50 that you're installing.
They'll still be on that pole, so we're just adding a section, we're adding wires, so we're just coming from 15 to 0-50 to 1.
All right, so that's more technical than I care about. Gardner Ave has an incline when you're coming down the hill. It stops at the wall of the cemetery. The town does a great job of snow removal and ice control, but there are occasions, while it's still snowing or it's still sleeting, that it becomes extremely slippery. Can't speak for my neighbors, but I use the berm to keep my car under control when I'm coming down that hill. If that pole is placed too close to Maple and Gardner, I'm afraid that it would inhibit my ability to keep my vehicle under control as I'm coming down the hill. So how far off of Gardner is that pole going to be installed?
There is a stake, it's a white and red stake placed on that corner. It's been a while since I was out there to put the stake, but I don't.
Coming down here, I looked at several poles on Gardner. Some are 5 feet off the road, some are less than a foot off the road. If this pole is less than a foot, I have extreme concerns about the safety of vehicles coming down Gardner when it's snowing or ice.
And it's a logical point. So is there a standard, I haven't looked at specific sidewalks, so I don't know how many feet it is. But is there if you're on assuming sufficient space and not a very old sidewalk, is there a typical desired amount off the road that?
Well, yeah, we would want to make sure that the poles are out of the way of like any plows, and we would want them backed off the road, 3 feet or so, just to keep them out of the public and kind of just.
Can you on that one go to the back of the right-of-way? Is there another house right there? I don't want to put it so far back that it now becomes too close to
Yeah.
someone's property line either.
I think we were trying to
pretty open.
minimize any tree trimming that had to be done to
Yeah.
put the pole in, and if I remember correctly, we did push it back just to make sure we had room for everything.
Yeah, because it is a tough road to plow as well. It's a very I've been up there in snow, and it's tricky. I mean, if there's any way that you all could meet, maybe if grid is out there.
When they're coming, I'd be down here
Yeah.
where they put the pole.
Picture of it, like, if you want to look at it, it's like the stakes right.
Your map wasn't entirely accurate, your sketch, so I.
Yeah, it's just a. So this is the corner
Yeah,
here,
I-
right?
There's a stake there? Okay, yeah, look.
Okay.
If when you get there and you see the stake, you're not comfortable, send an email, and we can reach
Yeah, I
out
can
and then set up something where we can.
Adjust it and everything.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense, though.
Yep, that's a
Thank you for
tricky
the
road,
concern.
it's tricky in the snow.
Okay, that makes sense. It is a public hearing, anybody else? Hearing none. Do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? The ayes have it. All right, on the substance of the hearing itself, do we have any other discussion? Do we have a motion?
What will the motion be here? Just to approve National Grid?
Yeah, improve their petition.
Yeah, so I'll make the motion to approve National Grid's petition to install a pole at Maple Street and Gardner Ave.
Okay, and that is poll 0 to 50. And do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All right, thank you. Pretty nice seeing you again, Rob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
And you are going to follow up?
Yes.
though? I don't want to make it part of the motion.
No,
because it's
I'll
different,
check on
but-
that, yeah.
No, we have a couple of things to follow up on the distance to the pole,
Yeah.
on the sidewalk.
Verizon.
The whole-
The Verizon, and then
Yeah.
what's going on
Yep.
with things. Okay, great. Now we're going to the action items. We're going to begin with action item A, consideration and possible action on the approval of a charity wine auction license at Old Sturbridge Village on September 26, 2026.
I believe this is new this year?
Yeah.
Yes, this is new this year?
It's
Yes.
actually not new, so it's the OSV Gala that
Oh,
we've
it's for
had
the
for
gala.
years,
Okay.
but we're bringing it,
It's
so I think it's been a
revised.
couple years since we've done it.
We're giving it new life.
Yes.
All right.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, any concerns, Robin?
No,
All
and
right.
Francis has been working on this with OSV, so I think all is all set.
All right, if you could just let us know what you're doing, and then...
Sure. So Alexis Dina for Old Sturbridge Village, and
I'm Sandra Polinick. I also work at Old Sturbridge Village. I'm organizing the event.
So it's just the annual gala?
Yes, it's a gala on September 26th.
Uh-huh.
And during cocktail hour, which runs 5 to 7 p.m., it is an adult-only event, by the way. There is a raffle basket portion and a small amount of wine. Right now, it's 6 bottles. It could be a little more by then. Has been donated with some of the raffle baskets. And the tickets will be sold at the event. The items will be taken away in an enclosed basket with the winner at the event.
Okay. Great. I mean, I don't have any concerns myself. Any concerns from the board?
Glad it's back.
Yeah.
We still have a few tickets available.
All right.
Me too.
Well, with that, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the charity wine auction license for Old Sturbridge Village on September 26, 2026.
Do we have a second?
Second?
All those in favor? The ayes have it. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
All right, and we are moving to consideration and possible action, approve and sign the warrant for the 2026 state primary election as submitted by the town clerk.
This is just pro forma.
Yeah.
She would have been here, but she was unavailable today.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion to approve and sign the warrant for the 2026 state primary election as submitted by the town clerk. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Great.
C is off.
C is off, okay. And then we are getting to D, consideration and possible action on the abatement request for Jennifer Olson Pratt at 15 Apple Hill Road, and this is a continuation. Hey, Jennifer. No, not at all. You probably should sit just so oh, okay, good.
It kind of be just a summary of things and then just kind of an update.
Thank you.
Would you like a copy? Just enough.
Okay, so where we left it, on last week's episode, was going through and seeing if we could identify, if Jennifer and I could figure out a way to resolve this with a failure that would not really burden either the town or her, and I don't think, unfortunately, that was as productive as we would like. And then I think the meat of this, to me, at this point, and if you obviously disagreed, feel free, is that was whether or not the Pentair system, which is the water filtration system, could have been cause, right? And based upon your interactions with them, that doesn't seem like it's practical, and that and your concern is that you believe it's still probably the meter misrepresenting it because you don't see where this water could have gone or any real
And that's what the
functional way.
letter kind of says in there, like, so I have info, like on that sheet you guys got with the dates. So last I was here was June 1st, and following June 1st, I did try and attempt to call our contractor without success. But I did find someone at Pentair that would talk to me, and he spent a good amount of time, almost an hour on the phone, and we went through the whole system. And he had me pushing all the buttons, and he's like, well, first of all, the system isn't designed that if something fails on the system, it will not correct itself. He's like, you have to have human intervention, which we did not have, because we did not know there was a problem until April 15th. And the problem resolved itself on March 12th, I think, March 12th, on its own. It returned to regular levels. So it spiked on January 14th, and it went back to regular levels on March 12th, and we weren't aware of the problem until April 15th. So, and even if, for some reason, he is wrong, he said that the max amount of water that can go out of that system is 1.5 gallons a minute, which would bring you to 130,000 gallons. which isn't even close to what we used. There's no evidence of a leak where so the Pentair system is designed that when it does flush, it does not go back into the sewer. It goes into our French drain, which drains out to the French drain goes to under this tree, the tube comes out from under this tree and washes where I have a whole hosta garden area, and there was no evidence that there was any sort of washout with 219,000 gallons of water, or probably about, what, I forget, it was about 180,000 or whatever that went out in that time period. There was no toilet issue. The Pentair's like, there's no issue with that. It was working properly. It wasn't draining. We went through it. We turned it on. My water bill this month or this quarter was like $200 and something with the smart meter that's now been replaced with essentially not really no changes to the filtration system. I did change the guts to all the toilets just in case. That was the second time I've done that, just to make sure. It cost me almost $1,000, but I'm like, it's worth it in the long run, and really no essential change in my water usage doing that. And the one thing that I bring up is the test on the meter, which, what specific tests were performed, whether or not the mechanical meter was tested, or whether or not the register and transmitter were also evaluated, whether the testing was capable of identifying a temporary or intermittent malfunction that may have occurred during that time, but may no longer be present by the time the meter was removed. Because there is no leak in my house.
Okay, so, questions from the board?
Well, I'll chime in and start, because a few years back, we had a similar incident where everything tested normal, and yet it was still a ridiculous reading, just like this resident had. And I know my motion was, the town always takes the position that a meter reader can't erratically, intermittently fail and then work again. But when I did a little AI, it said that it can happen intermittently, fail, and then work effectively. And so I feel like we really, I agree with this resident. There's a lot of unanswered questions. The last time we met, we thought it could have been her filtration system, and now they say that it couldn't possibly leak by, I forgot what you said. It would,
It wouldn't add to
1.5 gallons a minute, or 100, whatever. So, I would be inclined to entertain abating it by 50%, because I don't feel like we really know whether it was the residents' problem or it was the town's. And I think meters can intermittently not read correctly, because I don't understand why her usage was like that ridiculous for that amount of time based upon a leak. So I don't know. And this is beyond my level of understanding, but I also read that if we recently flushed hydrants, that the pressure from the, and I don't know, let me just read.
I tried to look into
If
that.
the town recently flushed fire hydrants or repaired a nearby water main, large pockets of compressed air gets trapped in the lines. When air passes through a mechanical residential water meter, it spins the internal impeller at terrifyingly high speeds compared to water. It can spin the manual dial forward by thousands of gallons in a few hours. I'm not saying that's what necessarily happened here, but intermittently, they can read inaccurately. And I feel like this resident has done everything she can to assure that she doesn't have a leak. She wasn't negligent in it, and I think the town should offer her some relief.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I don't know what, where I struggle is what the relief is, because it's
still a $3,600 bill.
No, I understand. It's not, when I'm not being rhetorical, I really mean, I'm not entirely sure how to fashion it. because my concern is if it's somewhat arbitrary, because it's not really about this case, because if it
Right.
was just your case, we'd just probably get rid of the whole bill, but it's not, and we have to kind of be consistent afterwards. So, I don't know, what is the,
All right, I was looking at the 1,100, it's actually 7,000. Yeah, I mean, that's just a
If
a
you-
ridiculously high amount of money.
but one second, Chair.
So, I mean, I don't know, I'd like to hear, like, other
Yeah, I
people's.
just
I
wanna
am
hear
in
about
favor
the
of some
remedy
type of
piece of it.
abatement that's reasonable, and, you know, I'd entertain other people's thoughts on
Yeah,
whether.
Katie and Chase, what do you guys think?
I'm struggling with this one too, to be honest with you. I feel really bad for you. I guess, reading the summary, do we feel that the Pentair system was not to blame?
That's what, I mean, you gotta think, like, I didn't know about this problem until April 15th. If you look at I can't even read, hold on. Like Heather provided me, like, if you look at February, the levels are just equal. Like, everything is equal. Like, even if we were using stuff, it'd be like more. Like, it's just, everything's equal. But we didn't know anything's going on. The Pentair guy says, listen, he's very helpful. He's like, listen, it only can spit out this much max. And he's like, those numbers don't add up. He's like, and the system isn't designed. He's like, it needs, and I did check for power outage. That didn't happen during that period, just in case there was some kind of weird surge or there was nothing. I did check for when I reported any outages. I had no reported outages during that time. He felt that, or he said that the system isn't designed, like, if it fails, you need to have human intervention in order to rectify the problem. If it was flushing water, it only would flush 1.5 gallons a minute, and it would continue to do that until we stop the system. And like I said, it flushes not to our sewer system, it goes to a French drain out into this dirt garden, and there's no wash. I mean, that's a lot of water, constant, and there's like no wash. There had to be some kind of wash away. I mean, there's nothing. There's no evidence that there was any sort of
Flooding or.
flooding, because I take care of that area. It's not like it's
Yeah, it
in
was
my,
washed out.
it's in a field. It's part of my yard,
What do you think, Katie?
No, that's exactly the line I'm thinking, just the amount of rain we've had over the past couple of days, when you have that much water, you'll typically notice it, and if it wasn't noticeable, then I'm struggling with where it could have gone. With Jamie though, like, where is the, when we set a precedent, where do we go from there moving forward, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I struggle with.
Yeah, and I think that there's the parts where we can distinguish is that Jen has, some of this water is not getting put back into the sewer. So, that's a cost that we can address. Just put $1,000 of remediation in that will ensure that these issues don't occur. So I think that's a consideration. And, but then it just gets, I just don't know how to marry the 130 gallons that go into the leach field with 219, was it, the entire?
Yeah, 219, 440.
So I guess what I would say is, because of those factors and because of, I don't really look at it from the meter failure part of it, to be honest. I don't, not that, I just think odds are probably not, something went wrong. The burden is on the resident, but this is an extreme example. There is remediation, there is sewer relief as with the French drain that you have. So, and you have made substantial investments to make sure this doesn't happen again. So I'm not quite sure how to monetize that is what I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
Well, no, I agree with everything. And having sat on the board for a number of years, we haven't always had residents do all their homework when they came for an abatement, and they have found leaks, and they haven't been as extreme a water usage as this, which was consistent with it being a leak of some kind, like their hose was leaking a little bit, or their toilet bowl was leaking a little bit. And in those cases, we haven't always given relief because, but in this case, she did follow up and do everything.
Yeah.
And it was an extreme amount. Like it said, it would have to be 10
Yeah.
pools full of water, 10 from scratch, to be
It's-
that 219,000 gallons. And with no water around your property, It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, so
You can even take the average herds, I don't know.
So-
If you look at the amount that went through supposedly in a quarter is 9,000 gallons short of what I used in 3 years.
I mean, I don't, see, that's where I don't, leaking, I don't know how much leak, depends on the scale of the leak, depends where the leak is. So I don't even, that part of it I don't even get to. But because of it's, to me, it's similar to what we did for BTs, which is we gave relief on the sewer portion. So I would tend to, because I can't come up with a better answer, I'm going to go with Mary's, which is I will make a motion to abate it by half as a credit on future bills. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? All right. Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, guys, I appreciate it.
Sorry we couldn't
you.
do more.
I have
It's
a
just,
smart meter now, so.
Yeah, so much time we're getting
My
here.
husband doesn't like it.
and I know she could make it easier and just do the whole thing, but it just, we have to
It's okay.
keep the structure
I
going.
appreciate it, thank you very much.
So with the new smart meter, is that you're getting real time?
Yeah, and the owner, the person can actually have the
Technically
app.
real time, but it's close enough.
Closer.
Yeah.
that, like, within a few hours, it might say leak detected. and
All
there's,
right.
like, a leak.
That's
And then the homeowner can have an app right there.
Yeah, I have an app
Yeah,
that.
to watch
Yeah,
it.
and then I changed it, the threshold for a leak is like 0 gallons, so if there's like one.
You're
drop,
dripping.
it'll-
You're gonna get alarms and solve it.
Totally, you're gonna have it on this sensitive. Thank you.
Thanks.
Along the same line, are we making plans to replace all meters with smart meters?
Yeah, we already
Yeah,
have.
so anything that has any issues is being replaced, and then as we go, we're buying so many a year and replacing as we go.
Yeah.
Just a question, so you said on future water bills, so I'm just gonna get.
Yeah, I assume it's a credit.
I would, so, I would, if they may be gone by now, but send me an email, and I'll figure out with Barbara how we're gonna, she usually sends an abatement back.
Oh,
She
so
usually, she
maybe I'm
usually
gonna amend my motion
refunds,
then.
yeah.
So let's, I'm going to just, we'll have a check. Well, listen, whatever the appropriate process is.
You'll either get 50% back or 50%
So I'm going
go.
to amend my motion, so we'll need a vote on this. That amend the motion to have the abatement per whatever the finance director, the process for that is. Do we have a second?
Send me an email
All those in
tomorrow.
favor?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, Jamie, thanks, guys.
Okay. And to your point, Katie, and yeah, we are, the entire project, it's just, we didn't do it on one fell swoop because of the cost.
Yeah, right.
Okay, moving on to consideration and possible action on appointing Lalani Paul to the Sturbridge Cultural Council for a term to expire August 3rd, 2029.
So we thought this was a good choice.
Yeah.
We're excited, and we love people wanting to get involved.
All right, I will make a motion to appoint Lalani Paul to the Sturbridge Cultural Council for a term to expire August 3rd, 2029. Do we have a second?
Second.
Great. All those in favor? Excellent. All right, on a similar note, on the reappointment, or the appointment of Barbara Search to CPC as an at-large member for a term to expire August 3rd, 2029. So moved. Do we have a second?
This came highly recommended.
Yes. We all know Barbara. She's great. Do we have a second? You seconded? Yeah. All those in favor? Great.
And thank her for all the service on the
Yeah,
historical
Barbara's-
commission.
Barbara's-
Yeah.
Just phenomenal.
All right, so the consideration and possible action on appointing Maxine Carter Loam to the Historical Commission for a term to expire August 3rd, 2029. Come on down.
Maxine reached out to me expressing interest, and she also has been in touch with Mr. Hersey
Okay.
and believe Jean Bougon, and so she comes with the support of all of the mentioned, including myself.
Why did you want to get involved?
Well, before I moved to Sturbridge, I lived in Egremont, which is in the Berkshires, and for 6 years, I was chair of the Egremont Historical Commission, and we had 2 historic districts, and also we had a local history museum and an archive room that we were responsible for, and I just love that, and I left when I moved here, and I recently retired from owning the Journal of Antiques and Collectibles, so I have a big
Disposition.
background in history anyway, and now, you know, I've been here for 12 years, and this is my first foray into the town, but I thought that would be a good fit with my background and my interests.
Well, that's great. You sound like a wonderful fit.
bring some of the ideas from Vermont to Sturbridge, hopefully, too.
Massachusetts.
Bergamot,
Oh,
yeah.
Vermont, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was, okay, well,
Yeah,
we'll
no, it's
bring those
understandable.
ideas as well.
It's not that far away.
No,
All right.
sorry.
Well, that's great. Well, I'm going to make a motion to appoint you to the Historical Commission for a term to expire August 3rd, 2029. Do we have a second? Second. Chase got you on that one, Katie. All those in favor? Thank you. All right,
Wonderful.
welcome
Thank
aboard.
you very much. Look forward to it.
And you'll get a letter outlining the next steps.
Wonderful.
Thank
All
you very
right,
much, everyone.
consideration and possible action on the issuance of a one-day liquor license to Oakham Brewing Company for August 21st, 2026 at Pickleball U, 178C Main Street from 5 to 10 p.m. All right, no issues, pretty known players. I'm going to make a motion to approve it. Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, great. Second, all those in favor? Excellent. All right, old business, I'll start. I owe you your performance evaluation, Robin, and I will get that wrapped up in the next week or two.
Thank you.
So that's on me. Katie, any old business?
Any update on the Walker Pond pipe from MassDOT coming over? Is there anything else?
Nothing further yet.
I don't know if there's anything we need to do on our end. 'cause-
No, I think they were just moving toward design
Yeah.
phase now.
Good.
I forgot about that. You're just trying to make me angry. It just irritates me with the song. It's like, we are doing you a favor. I was like, Anyways, old business-
that got into your skin.
yeah. Any old business, Mary?
No.
Chase?
No.
New business, Chase?
No new.
Mary? Katie?
No.
No new business for me either. Approval of minutes, we're going to start with the June 15th, 2026 meeting minutes. Okay. Any edits, or do we have a motion to approve them as written?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Great. Moving to the July 20th, 2026 minutes. Any edits? Hearing none, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the July 20th, 2026 minutes?
All right, all those in favor?
I'll do a second.
Oh, yeah, you need a second, I'm sorry. Katie will second, all those in favor? And I'm just gonna abstain because I wasn't there.
I do have one bit of old business.
Oh, sure.
Really fast. I did go to I noticed that from reading the meeting minutes of the Takeover Sturbridge evening.
Yes.
I did go and Bob did a fabulous job throwing in the first pitch. So I just wanted to acknowledge him on the air.
Yeah, he did, and he did
And they
come
had a
after.
beautiful, on the Jumbotron, a beautiful tribute to him as well, being a veteran and all his involvement in the town of Sturbridge. And I just felt badly that it wasn't held that night because the amount in attendance the following day at 4 o'clock in the afternoon was not great.
Yeah.
He
So,
did come by after, though, and say he had a really good time.
Yep.
And I do want to thank the Woosocks organization. They're really good community partners.
he did a great job.
Yeah, that's seen it.
And just as a quick final note, I do want to acknowledge Jean Boubon's final days are coming down. August 10th is her official last day. It's not a surprise that on August 6th, there's a little gathering that all of you probably know about. It's not a surprise. It was supposed to be a surprise. It's a surprise that she doesn't know about, that she knows about. So I can say that publicly. But I do want to just say thank you. And, I think the wonderful thing about planners and their careers is they truly physically leave their mark. So their legacy, a long-term planner in a community, when you look around your community, your planner leaves that footprint, and she's left a beautiful footprint, I think, on Sturbridge.
totally
So I just
agree.
want to
I think
acknowledge
we all
that.
agree, she's a very special person.
And I really want to credit her with speeding things up so that that donation up on Dowdy Road came to fruition in time by the end of the year. I know that was her.
By hook or by crook, that design meeting was going to happen before she
She did it,
retired.
and she did it, so.
We were going to have that meeting last week. It didn't matter, the world could have exploded, and we were going to have that meeting.
She, she's assertive, but yet she's
She
a
deserved
very
that.
easy person to work
Yes.
with.
100%.
I just wanted to acknowledge that.
No,
Thank you.
it's important.
Yep.
Thank you for reminding us. Okay, anything else, guys? Nobody in the audience for Citizens Forum? We're going to, then we're to executive session. Mary?
I'll move that we go into executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the government's bargaining or litigating position, and the chair so declares.
So declared.
And not to reconvene in open session. And also to move into executive session pursuant to Mass General Laws, Chapter 30A, Section 21A7, to comply with or act under the authority of any general or special law or federal grant and aid requirements, and not to reconvene in open session.
Great. Chase, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
And I vote yes, so. Beautiful.